Hey, what's going on guys? Frosty here, and in today's video, I wanted to quickly talk about some of the future balance changes Bungie says we should be looking forward to coming in Season 18, and even some of the ones coming in Season 19. So first up, they say a sizable stability bump for auto rifles and trace rifles coming. Now, I'm assuming they're catering towards the controller crowd here, as I don't really think these two archetypes of weapons really need a stability bump for keyboard and mouse. However, I'm not opposed to these two different archetypes of weapons getting a stability bump. They're just going to feel even better than before, so I'm down with that. Next up, they say they're giving a small buff to critical hit damage on adaptive frame pulse rifles and precision frame auto rifles. For me personally, I can't wait to see how good my perfectly crafted Emit AR2 will be doing after this change. Next up, they're saying they're slightly reducing the effect range of pulse rifles at low to mid stat values. I don't really have much to comment on this. I guess if you like to use Outbreak or No Time to Explain, you'll feel a nerf with this, but we'll just have to see how this plays out. Next up, they say nerfs to Jade Rabbit and No Time to Explain ease of use. Now, as far as No Time to Explain goes, I definitely see this thing needing a nerf. It has insane range, flinches the hell out of your enemies, and also once you have its perk active, you're basically going to win every single one-on-one unless you choke all your shots. And as far as Jade Rabbit goes, I never really used that weapon, so I can't comment on that. Next up, they say continuation of the Lord of Wolves rework, a small rocket launcher blast radius buff, glaive damage resistance nerf, and sidearm aim assist fall off buff. As far as the glaive damage resistance nerf goes, I'm definitely curious to know how much that will impact players in PvP. I say this because I know it can be extremely frustrating to play a glaive player in the Crucible, where basically they just block all your shots and make you waste your ammo, and then they just shoot you back as soon as you're basically caught reloading. I actually think it's pretty funny because when the Witch Queen first came out and the glaive archetype was introduced into the game, a lot of players thought it was absolutely trash, especially in PvP, but nowadays it can almost feel hopeless to win a 1v1 against somebody who can just continue to block your shots. And as far as the sidearm aim assist fall off buff goes, I definitely think it's much needed. Obviously this will only impact controller players, but I definitely think it will make this archetype of weapon much more viable in the Crucible, and definitely just feel better overall even in PvE content. Next up, they say sniper flinch rework. Now I'm assuming this is mainly targeted towards the Crucible, obviously, where basically when you flinch somebody they instantly headshot you or vice versa. So overall, I'm assuming they're going to be trying to cut back on that. Next up, they say very small tweaks to some machine guns that are outperforming their intended ranges, small decreases to high impact scout rifle damage, some outliers that have zoom levels outside normal parameters are being brought back in line, and also Risk Runner PvP arc damage resistance reduction, but they say it will remain the same in PvE. First up, I have to say this Risk Runner adjustment just seems totally out of left field, and I have no idea why this is getting addressed now. It's been in the game for years and has worked the same way. I guess Bungie sees it as a problem now and they want to adjust it. As far as some of these scout rifle adjustments go, I don't really have much of a comment. I don't really use that archetype of weapon very much in the game. And as far as the submachine gun adjustments go, I definitely think that needs to be tuned back a little bit. I can definitely understand that one. First up, they say removing some shotgun randomness, so I'm assuming this is for pellet shotguns in aim to basically increase the potential of one-hit kills more frequently. They say improved hit detection for glaives, reworking / changing nearly 20 weapon perks, that's quite a bit, and also reworking / changing over 20 exotic weapons. Last I heard on their Twitter, it was up to 26 exotic weapons getting changed. It may be even more now, but basically there is a lot of changes coming in the pipe for Season 19. Anyways, that's going to be a wrap on today's video. Thank you guys all so much for watching. If you want to check out the TWAB for yourself, I'll leave it down in the pinned comment section below. And I would definitely recommend checking it out. It was a pretty juicy TWAB. They answered a lot of the community's questions and also were pretty transparent about a lot of the changes they wanted to make to the game in the near future. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, a like on it would be greatly appreciated, and also consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see more content like this in the future. I'll catch you in the next one. Stay frosty.